I think it's time to have a go at creating a seating chart that better represents what's going on in my classroom. The default seating chart is just an alphabetical list, and I'd really like to have something that looks a little bit more like what the arrangement is in my class. So I need to create a new seating chart, and it's very easy to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button down here, Edit Seating Charts, and this is the little back window. You can see that this is the default. This is the one that was created for me when the program first opened. But I can, if I want to, add more. I can add a whole bunch of them, but I'm just going to add one. So if I click on the Add button, I get a place to put a new seating chart. I'm going to give it a name so I can distinguish it. I'm just going to call it My Seating Chart. I don't want an alphabetical type. I want it to be an empty type, and there's a reason for that. I also want it to be my default from now on. That's the one I want to see when I first open up the program. So I've got My Seating Chart as the default, and the type is empty. Empty is the kind that allows you to place students anywhere you want. Once I've done that, I'm going to click on Save and Return to the Seating Chart, and here is my empty seating chart. No students on there, as you can see. I've got this little button down here. This is my original one, but this is my new one that I've created, although the students haven't been put in there yet. And this message right there basically is telling me I don't have any students in my seating chart. So I've really got to add some students to the seating chart, but one of the things I want to do is make sure I have enough room for everybody. So I'm going to go into the Preferences, and this is where I get to change how many rows and columns I have. Right now I have 2 columns and 6 rows, but I haven't really thought this out very carefully, and I certainly didn't write it out, so I'm just kind of guessing. But I'm going to guess I might want 3 rows. And I think 6 columns will probably do it, so I'm okay here. What I'm trying to do is simulate what I have in my classroom. And what I have in my classroom is students sitting in groups of 4, like a little quad. And I want a little alley in between, so that would represent the walkway. Once I've got this set up, then I'm going to go over to the students. This is a list of all my students, and remember, since it's a training account, there aren't a lot of kids. You'll have a lot more. But I need to place these individually in the boxes where I want them to go. So to do that, I'm going to click on Edit. Now, if I want to, I can drag these into the boxes. So I'm going to simulate where my students are sitting, and I'm just going to put them into the boxes that represent their seats in my classroom and see what I get. So I've got a group of 4, a place for me to walk in between. And remember, I don't have a whole lot of students. Otherwise, I would just keep doing this. I might have to go out farther here. I might have to go down a little bit farther here, depending on what my classroom arrangement is. I might not have them in quads. I might have them some other way. But you can see that you can simulate using blank ones as part of the walkways or the rows. And then the ones where the kids sit, that shows me where they are, literally in my classroom. Once I've done this, I have to click on this Save button over here. Just say, yep, I want to save that. And I'm done. So if I go back to my original view, you can see I'm in my seating chart. This is the original one that came with the program. This is the one that I just created. But I've got an extra row here, and I've got an extra column, so let me clean that up too. That's all done in Preferences. Turns out I didn't really need 3 rows. I only needed 2, so let me get rid of one of those. And 6 columns, no, really only needed 5. Let me get rid of one of those. So I'm going to be 2 by 5. Now I have it. So all I have to do is go back here, and I've got a seating chart that supposedly looks like my classroom. And that's it.